Emily Bennett, 33, adjusted her cotton blouse in the guest room of her parents' lakeside home in rural Pennsylvania, her green eyes catching a flicker of unease in a fogged mirror. The family reunion, a rare gathering by Lakeview's shores, wasn't her usual haven, but her parents' call to celebrate her brother's business success had pulled her here. Growing up, Emily had been the cautious planner, drafting flood evacuation routes in her notebook, dismissed by her family as overly anxious. Now, she was Major Emily Bennett, U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, leading flood response operations across the Northeast, but she'd kept her rank private from her family. She'd come to reconnect, not to prove herself. The backyard glowed with string lights, the scent of grilled corn mingling with lake air. Emily stepped out, her boots soft on the grass, her senses sharp from years of crisis management. Her parents, Susan and George Bennett, 65 and 67, set out platters, their smiles tight. Her brother, Nathan Bennett, 35, a startup CEO, joked with their sister, Claire Watson, 31, a marketing consultant who'd taken her husband's last name. The air was heavy with familial pride, but Emily felt its edge. Her parents' focus was always on Nathan and Claire's achievements, never hers. Her chest tightened, recalling their jabs at her obsessive planning. She wasn't here to argue, just to show up.
Susanne sat down a bowl, her voice sharp. Emily, you relate again. Still scribbling float maps?
Nathan's building a company, and Claire's got campaigns.
What do you do?
Her tone implied Emily's life was trivial. George nodded, slicing bread. You're always lost in those notebooks, Emily. Nathan and Claire have real careers.
You're wasting your time. The words stung like a cold wave.
Emily's fingers tightened on her glass, her smile faltering. Nathan smirked, and Claire's gaze flicked away, uneasy. I work in emergency planning, Emily said, her voice steady but tight.
It's critical.
Nathan chuckled, his tone dismissive. Planning?
Like, Vorrein?
That's a hobby, Emily, not a job. Claire nodded, adding, you're always so intense about it. Relax for once. The dismissal burned, echoing years of being sidelined. Emily's mind reeled. She'd driven hours for this, hoping for warmth, only to face scorn. Her smartwatch buzzed, a coded alert from Captain Rachel Evans, her deputy, flood warning.
Urgent. Stand by. Emily's pulse quickened.
She'd planned a quiet evening, but her role in flood response was relentless. She tapped a reply, Sitrep?
No response yet.
Susan leaned forward, her voice colder. Emily, you're useless with family. Your obsession with disasters isn't a career.
Focus on US nicht.
The words cut, her parents' rejection a raw ache. Emily's cheeks flushed, but her training kept her composed. She opened her notebook, showing a flood evacuation plan, hoping to bridge the gap. This is my work, she said, but Susan's eyes glazed over, George grunted, and Nathan rolled his eyes. The moment felt hollow, their dismissal suffocating. A low rumble of thunder rolled across the lake, the air growing heavy with moisture. George frowned, glancing at the sky. Just a storm, he said, but Emily's instincts flared. She noted the lake's rising ripples, her body alert. The water was climbing, a sign of a flash flood brewing. Her training screamed, danger approaching.
Claire's voice could trug, sharp. Emily, you're zoning out again.
If you're not here for family, maybe leave. We're celebrating Nathan's deal. The words echoed her parents' disdain, their misunderstanding a familiar wound. Emily stood, notebook in hand, ready to check the lake's edge, when her smartwatch buzzed again, Evan's voice crackling through a secure channel. Major Bennett.
Flash flood emergency, we need you.
Before she could respond, flood sirens wailed across Lakeview, their sharp cry piercing the dusk. The string lights flickered, the lake's surface churning. Susan gasped, her bowl clattering. George froze, bread knife in hand. Nathan's smirk vanished, and Claire stepped back. Emily's heart raced, but her posture shifted to command. She moved to the backyard's edge, her family trailing, as the roar of engines grew louder, floodlights sweeping the gravel drive. A military convoy, rescue trucks and Humvees, rolled in, their gray frames stark against the lakeside lawn. A soldier leapt out, his rain gear gleaming, and saluted sharply.
Major Bennett.
Your orders are needed. Susan's jaw dropped, George blinked, and Nathan stared stunned. Emily set her notebook down, her voice steel.
What's the Situation, Sergeant? Sergeant Michael Reed, 30, steht firm. Convoys ready, ma'am. Flash float in Lakeview, 5 miles south. Dam overflow, 6,000 at risk. Command needs you.
Emily nodded, the reunion forgotten.
Let's move.
She followed Reed to a Humvee, her family watching, frozen. Claire's voice shaky called out, Emily?
What's this?
Captain Rachel Evans waited inside, her tablet flashing with flood data.
Ma'am, the flood's hitting Lakeview's downtown.
6,000 at risk, roads flooding.
You raise a lead.
Emily climbed aboard, Evans beside her. As the Humvee sped off, the lakeside home shrank, her family's silhouettes stunned against the string lights. The radio crackled with urgent chatter. Emily donned a headset, Evans' voice clear. Flood started at 1,600 hours.
Lakeview's got 6,000 at risk. Dam overflow, roads impassable.
We've got 100 responders, 4 Black Hawks, and FEMA ready.
Emily's mind locked into crisis mode.
She'd led hazmat responses, but flash floods were unpredictable, rushing waters, trapped residents. Her family's dismissal, their stinging words, it dissolved. She was Major Bennett, and lives depended on her. Evans handed her a tablet with flood maps. Lakeview's downtown is underwater. Roads are open, but panic's slowing evacuations. Emily studied the maps, zooming on Lakeview's streets. Hazards. Rising waters, structural collapses, hypothermia risks, Evans said. Shelters are filling. The Humvee's tires hummed, the rural landscape blurring. Emily's blouse was out of place. Get me a rain suit at the ops center, she said. And a full brief on the flood. Evans nodded, sending orders. Emily's phone buzzed, her cousin Ellen 40, Emily a convoy?
What's happening?
She ignored it. The reunion was nothing, the flood was everything. They approached the ops center, a field base 5 miles out, lit by generators. Emily disembarked, the air sharp with rain. The base hummed with responders.
Evans handed her a dossier on the float. Urgent, Highstarkes.
Emily's eyes narrowed, her focus absolute on the crisis ahead. The Humvee roared through Pennsylvania's rain-soaked backroads, cutting through the rural dusk toward the ops center, 5 miles south of Emily's parents' lakeside home. The air was thick with moisture, the distant rumble of thunder signaling the flash flood crisis threatening Lakeview. Major Emily Bennett gripped her tablet, its screen glowing with flood maps, water level sensors, and thermal scans of trapped residents. At 1,630 hours EDT, the dam overflow had unleashed torrents through Lakeview's downtown, endangering 6,000 lives and clogging evacuation routes. Emily's role demanded she contain the flood and save every life before the waters surged further. The ops center, a cluster of tents and rescue units in a muddy clearing, pulsed with urgency under generator-powered floodlights. Emily stepped out, her cotton blouse damp with rain, her green eyes scanning the scene. Responders in rain gear hauled sandbags, engineers monitored water sensors, and medics prepped thermal blankets for hypothermia risks. Captain Rachel Evans followed, her tablet flashing with real-time updates. Ma'am, Lakeview's downtown is underwater, evacuations at 40%. Water levels are rising fast, 6,000 at risk. Emily nodded, her mind locked into crisis mode. What's the status on assets? 4 Black Hawks for rescue, 100 responders with flood gear, FEMA coordinating with local fire, Evans said. Panic's slowing buses, roads are flooding. Emily studied the tablet, zooming in on Lakeview's downtown, where streets were rivers. She'd led hazmat responses, but flash floods were chaotic. Rushing waters, collapsing structures. Get me the fire chief and Lakeview's mayor, she said. We need ground truth. Evans patched a radio call. Fire Chief Daniel Harris, 43, came through, his voice tense. Major, Lakeview's a mess. Floodwaters are breaching homes, 1,500 trapped. Roads are impassable, panic's growing. Emily's jaw tightened.
Hold your lines, Chief.
We're sending air support and clearing routes. Stay in touch. She turned to Evans. Deploy 2 Black Hawks with rescue teams to downtown. Prioritize trapped residents. Get engineers to reinforce barriers by 1800. Evans relayed orders, her fingers swift on her tablet. Emily moved to the main tent, where a digital map projected the flood's spread. Sergeant Michael Reed approached, his rain gear dripping. "Ma'am, choppers are airborne, but waters are slowing ground teams. We've got reports of a school in Lakeview, 20 students, 4 staff, trapped on the 2nd floor." Emily's heart lurched. Kids were her priority. "Send a Black Hawk with a rescue team," she ordered.
Thermal Imaging, Live Rafts.
Ground team with pumps to clear a path. Reed nodded, rushing to his radio. The map showed Lakeview's streets, water-swallowing homes. Emily's mind raced. She'd contained a gas leak once, but this flood scale was relentless. "Evans," she said, "status on water levels?" "Sensors show 8 feet and rising," Evans replied. "Hypothermia risks are high. We need more blankets." Emily nodded, her fingers brushing her blouse, a habit from high-pressure ops. "Send a team with blankets," she said. "And get a drone to monitor flood spread." She grabbed her headset.
Black Hawk 1, this is Major Bennett.
"Status on downtown rescues." "Approaching target," the pilot replied. "Waters are deep, but we're spotting heat signatures. Dropping teams now." "Move fast," Emily said. "Medics on standby." She turned to Evans. "Get FEMA to set up a shelter outside Lakeview, blankets, heaters, food." Evans nodded, dispatching orders.
Ensign Laura Mitchell, 29, Flagget her.
"Ma'am, drone shows a community center in Lakeview, 15 civilians, trapped by rising water, no clear exit." Emily's stomach knotted. "Send a Black Hawk with a rescue team," she ordered.
Live Rafts, Thermal Imaging.
Ground team to clear a path. Mitchell nodded, relaying orders. The drone feed showed Lakeview's downtown, water surging through streets, civilians clinging to rooftops. Emily's pulse steadied, she'd save them all. "Harris," she said, "status on the flood barriers?" "Barriers holding at 60%, Harris replied. "But water's breaching. We need more sandbags." Emily nodded. "Send a Black Hawk with sandbags to downtown," she said. "Prioritize the school." She checked her watch, 16:45. The flood was spreading, but her team was relentless.
Mitchell, Flagget her.
"Ma'am, drone shows a stranded ambulance in Lakeview, 2 paramedics, 1 patient, trapped by floodwaters." Emily's heart raced. "Send a Black Hawk with a rescue team," she ordered.
Live Rafts, Thermal Imaging.
Ground team to clear a path. Mitchell relayed orders, and the feed showed the ambulance, water lapping at its doors, paramedics signaling.
Evans, voice code trug.
"Ma'am, mayor reports 50% evacuation. Roads are flooded, panic's slowing buses." Emily's jaw clenched. Panic could derail everything. "Send MPs to manage crowds," she ordered.
Non-lethal, keep routes open.
Evans sent the order, and Emily studied the feed, the school rescue underway, 10 students out, staff next.
Harris radioed.
"Major, community center teams got 8 civilians out. 7 left, trapped by water." Relief surged, but Emily stayed focused. "Keep clearing," she said.
Medics ready.
She turned to the map, noting Lakeview's shelter, crowded but holding. The flood was the linchpin, containment was life. "Reed," she said, "status on the school?" 15 students out, Reed replied. "Safe at the shelter, medics treating."
Emily exhaled. Get them blankets.
The feed showed the community center rescue progressing, 10 civilians out. The ambulance rescue was starting, 1 paramedic safe.
Mitchell, Flagget her.
"Ma'am, engineers report water levels stabilizing. Barriers are helping, but we need more pumps." Emily nodded. "Send them," she said. "And keep sandbags cycling." The feed showed the school rescue progressing, 18 students out. "Mitchell," she said, "status on the community center?" 12 civilians out, Mitchell replied. 3 left, Medics ready. Emily's shoulders eased. Get them to the shelter. The ops center hummed, engineers hauling sandbags, medics distributing blankets. Her family's dismissal, their stinging words at the reunion, it was nothing. Lives were at stake. Reed approached. Ma'am, ambulance rescues underway. One patient left. Emily nodded. Get them safe. The feed showed the community center nearly clear, civilians treated. The school was empty, students safe.
Evans' voice came trug.
Ma'am, Mayor reports 60% evacuation. Roads are opening, but we've got a collapsed store, 6 workers trapped. Emily's heart raced. Send a Black Hawk with a rescue team, she ordered.
Live rafts, medics. Clear a pass.
Evans relayed orders, and the feed showed the store, water swirling around its sealed doors, workers signaling. The flood was relentless, but Emily's focus was unbreakable. She'd save every life, her command a beacon in the crisis's chaos. Rain lashed the ops center, a muddy outpost 5 miles south of Lakeview's flooded downtown, where floodlights cut through the storm at 1,745 hours EDT. The flash flood crisis engulfing the town showed no relent, with 60% of its 6,000 residents evacuated. The school, community center, and ambulance rescues were complete, but the collapsed store with 6 trapped workers and rising waters kept Major Emily Bennett's attention razor-sharp. New reports of stranded vehicles and weakening barriers demanded her immediate focus. Her mission was to save every life and hold the flood at bay before Lakeview drowned. Engineers in rain gear stacked sandbags, their radios crackling through the downpour. Captain Rachel Evans approached, her tablet glowing with flood data, her voice steady despite the storm's roar. Ma'am, Lakeview's shelter is holding 2,000 evacuees, with 12 hypothermia cases reported. The store rescue is underway, 4 workers out, 2 trapped. We've got a stranded bus in Lakeview's outskirts, 10 passengers, caught in floodwaters near a bridge. Emily nodded, her rain suit slick, her green eyes fixed on the digital map. What's the status on barriers? Holding at 70%, Evans said, pointing to the drone feed. Water's rising, breaching some sections. Engineers need more pumps to slow it. Emily's jaw tightened. A barrier failure could submerge Lakeview's homes. Send a team with pumps, she ordered. And deploy a Black Hawk with sandbags to reinforce the store. She studied her tablet, zooming in on Lakeview's downtown, where water churned through streets. She'd managed hazmat responses, but flash floods were relentless. Rushing currents, hidden debris. Sergeant Michael Reed approached, his rain gear soaked. Ma'am, engineers report water levels at 9 feet. Store rescues slowed by debris. We've got reports of a flooded clinic. 8 patients, 2 staff, trapped on the first floor. Emily's heart lurched. Patients were critical. Send a Black Hawk with a rescue team, she ordered.
Live rafts, thermal imaging.
Ground team with pumps to clear a path. Reed nodded, rushing to his radio. The drone feed showed the store, water swirling around its rubble, workers signaling faintly. Emily grabbed her headset.
Black Hawk 2, this is Major Bennett. Status on the store.
Approaching now, the pilot replied. Debris is heavy, but we're dropping teams and rafts. Move fast, Emily said. Medics on standby. She turned to Evans. Get FEMA to bolster Lakeview's shelter, heaters, blankets, food. Evans relayed orders, her tablet flashing. Ensign Laura Mitchell rushed up, her rain gear dripping. Ma'am, drone shows a utility pole in Lakeview, wires sparking, floodwaters causing shorts, fire risk low but present. Emily's stomach knotted.
Sparks Kult Komplikate Rescues.
Send a fire team to secure the pole, she ordered. And get a Black Hawk with foam to support. Mitchell nodded, dispatching orders to Fire Chief Daniel Harris's crew. The feed showed the utility pole, sparks flickering in the floodwater. Emily adjusted her headset, her habit under pressure. Harris, she said, status on the store? Last 2 workers almost free, Harris replied. Medics treating, water's slowing us. Emily nodded. Keep clearing, she said. She checked her watch, 1800. The flood was surging, but her team was relentless. Evans, she said, status on the bus? 6 passengers out, Evans replied. 4 left, medics ready.
Emily exhalet.
Get them to the shelter. She studied the map, noting Lakeview's shelter, crowded but stable. The flood was the linchpin, containment was life. Reed, she said, status on the clinic? 4 patients out, Reed replied. Safe at the shelter, medics treating.
Emily's pulse steadied. Get them blankets.
The feed showed the store rescue progressing, 5 workers out, 1 left. The utility pole's sparks were being suppressed, foam coating the wires.
Mitchell flagget her.
Ma'am, drone shows a stranded car in Lakeview, 3 civilians, trapped by floodwaters near a ditch. Emily's heart raced. Send a Black Hawk with a rescue team, she ordered.
Live rafts, thermal imaging.
Ground team to clear a path. Mitchell relayed orders, and the feed showed the car, water lapping at its windows, civilians waving.
Harris radioed.
Major, stores clear.
Moving to the utility pole.
Relief surged, but Emily stayed focused. Secure those wires, she said. She turned to the map, noting Lakeview's shelter, holding strong. The flood was the priority. Evans, she said, status on the bus? All 10 passengers out, Evans replied. Safe at the shelter, medics treating. Emily's shoulders eased. Get them heaters. The feed showed the clinic rescue progressing, 6 patients out. The car rescue was starting, 1 civilian safe.
Mitchell flagget her.
Ma'am, engineers report water levels at 10 feet. Pumps are helping, but we need more sandbags. Emily nodded. Send them, she said. And keep pumps cycling. The feed showed the bus clear, passengers safe. The utility pole was secured, no sparks. Reed approached. Ma'am, clinic rescues at 8 out. 2 staff left. Emily nodded. Get them safe. The feed showed the car rescue progressing, 2 civilians out. The clinic was nearly clear, patients treated.
Evans' voice came trug.
Ma'am, Mayor reports 70% evacuation. Roads are opening, but we've got a flooded apartment building, 12 residents trapped. Emily's heart raced. Send a Black Hawk with a rescue team, she ordered.
Live rafts, medics. Clear a pass.
Evans relayed orders, and the feed showed the apartment, water surging through its lower floors, residents signaling from windows. The flood's grip was fierce, but Emily's command held firm, her leadership a steady anchor in the storm's chaos. The ops center buzzed with relentless focus, its muddy clearing lashed by rain under floodlights at 18:15 hours EDT. The flash flood crisis swallowing Lakeview showed signs of strain, with 70% of its 6,000 residents evacuated. The school, community center, ambulance, bus, store, and car rescues were complete, but the flooded apartment building with 12 trapped residents and weakening barriers kept Major Emily Bennett's attention razor-sharp. New reports of stranded vehicles and rising water levels demanded her immediate action. Her mission was to save every life and hold back the flood before the town was submerged. Engineers hauled sandbags through the downpour, their radios crackling with updates. Captain Rachel Evans approached, her tablet glowing with flood data, her voice steady against the storm's howl. Ma'am, Lakeview's shelter is holding 2,500 evacuees, with 15 hypothermia cases reported. The apartment rescue is underway, 8 residents out, 4 trapped. We've got a stranded delivery van in Lakeview's outskirts, 3 workers, caught in floodwaters near a culvert. Emily nodded, her rain suit slick, her green eyes fixed on the digital map. What's the status on pumps? Running at capacity, Evans said, pointing to the drone feed. Waters at 10 feet, barriers holding at 75%. Engineers need more sandbags to reinforce. Emily's jaw tightened. A barrier breach could flood Lakeview's remaining homes. Send a team with sandbags, she ordered. And deploy a Black Hawk with pumps to support the apartment. She studied her tablet, zooming in on Lakeview's downtown, where water churned through streets. She'd managed hazmat responses, but flash floods were merciless, swift currents, hidden hazards. Sergeant Michael Reed approached, his rain gear dripping. "Ma'am, engineers report water levels stabilizing slightly. Apartment rescues slowed by debris. We've got reports of a flooded church, 10 worshippers, 2 staff, trapped in the basement." Emily's heart lurched. A basement was a death trap. "Send a Black Hawk with a rescue team," she ordered.
Live rafts, thermal imaging.
"Ground team with pumps to clear a path." Reed nodded, rushing to his radio. The drone feed showed the apartment building, water surging through its lower floors, residents signaling from windows. Emily grabbed her headset.
Black Hawk 3, this is Major Bennett.
"Status on the apartment." 9 residents out, the pilot replied. "Debris is heavy, but teams are moving." "Move fast," Emily said. "Medics on standby." She turned to Evans. "Get FEMA to bolster Lakeview's second shelter, heaters, blankets, food." Evans relayed orders, her tablet flashing. Ensign Laura Mitchell rushed up, her rain gear soaked. "Ma'am, drone shows a utility pole in Lakeview, wires stable, but floodwaters causing minor shorts, low fire risk." Emily's stomach knotted.
Any spark could complicate rescues.
"Send a fire team to monitor the pole," she ordered. "And get a Black Hawk with foam to support." Mitchell nodded, dispatching orders to Fire Chief Daniel Harris's crew. The feed showed the utility pole, water lapping at its base, no sparks yet. Emily adjusted her headset, her habit under pressure. "Harris," she said, "status on the apartment?" "Last 3 residents almost free," Harris replied. "Medics treating, water's slowing us." Emily nodded. "Keep clearing," she said. She checked her watch, 18:30. The flood was pressing, but her team was relentless. "Evans," she said, "status on the delivery van?" 2 workers out, Evans replied.
"One left, medics ready." Emily exhaled.
"Get them to the shelter." She studied the map, noting Lakeview's shelter, crowded but stable. The flood was the linchpin, containment was life. "Reed," she said, "status on the church?" 6 worshippers out, Reed replied. "Safe at the shelter, medics treating."
Emily's pulse steadied. "Get them blankets."
The feed showed the apartment rescue nearly complete, 11 residents out, 1 left. The utility pole was monitored, no shorts reported.
Mitchell flagged her.
"Ma'am, drone shows a stranded pickup truck in Lakeview, 2 civilians, trapped by floodwaters near a ditch." Emily's heart raced. "Send a Black Hawk with a rescue team," she ordered.
Live rafts, thermal imaging.
"Ground team to clear a path." Mitchell relayed orders, and the feed showed the truck, water swirling around its cab, civilians signaling.
Harris radioed.
"Major, apartments clear. Moving to the church." Relief surged, but Emily stayed focused. "Secure that basement," she said. She turned to the map, noting Lakeview's shelter, holding strong. The flood was the priority. "Evans," she said, "status on the delivery van?" "All 3 workers out," Evans replied. "Safe at the shelter, medics treating." Emily's shoulders eased. "Get them heaters." The feed showed the church rescue progressing, 8 worshippers out. The pickup truck rescue was starting, 1 civilian safe.
Mitchell flagged her.
"Ma'am, engineers report water levels at 11 feet. Pumps are helping, but we need more sandbags." Emily nodded. "Send them," she said. "And keep pumps cycling." The feed showed the apartment clear, residents safe. The church rescue was nearly complete, 10 worshippers out. Reed approached. "Ma'am, church rescues at 11 out. 1 staff left." Emily nodded. "Get them safe." The feed showed the pickup truck rescue progressing, both civilians out. The church was nearly clear, worshippers treated.
Evans' voice came through.
"Ma'am, mayor reports 80% evacuation. Roads are opening, but we've got a flooded gas station, for workers trapped." Emily's heart raced. "Send a Black Hawk with a rescue team," she ordered.
Live rafts, medics. Clear a pass.
Evans relayed orders, and the feed showed the gas station, water flooding its lot, workers signaling from the roof. The flood's fury was unyielding, but Emily's leadership burned steady, her resolve a lifeline in the storm's relentless surge. Floodlights pierced the stormy dusk, casting sharp beams across the ops center's muddy clearing at 1845 hours EDT. The flash flood crisis gripping Lakeview teetered on the edge of resolution, with 80% of its 6,000 residents safely evacuated. The school, community center, ambulance, bus, store, car, delivery van, apartment, and church rescues were complete, but the flooded gas station with 4 trapped workers and lingering water threats kept Major Emily Bennett's attention razor-sharp. New reports of potential barrier breaches demanded her final push to save every life and secure the town before the flood resurged. Rain eased slightly as engineers reinforced sandbags, their radios humming with updates. Captain Rachel Evans approached, her tablet glowing with flood data, her voice steady against the fading storm. "Ma'am, Lakeview's shelter is holding 3,000 evacuees, with no new hypothermia cases. The gas station rescue is underway, 3 workers out, 1 trapped. Engineers report water levels dropping to 10 feet, barriers at 80%. Emily nodded, her rain suit dripping, her green eyes fixed on the digital map. "What's the status on pumps?" "Running strong," Evans said, pointing to the drone feed. "Barriers are holding, but we need more sandbags to secure them." Emily's jaw tightened. A breach could undo their progress. "Send a team with sandbags," she ordered. "And deploy a Black Hawk with pumps to support the gas station." She studied her tablet, zooming in on Lakeview's downtown, where water was receding. She'd managed hazmat responses, but flash floods were unpredictable, debris, structural risks. Sergeant Michael Reed approached, his rain gear soaked. "Ma'am, engineers report barriers stabilizing. Gas station rescues slowed by debris. We've got reports of a stranded pickup truck, 2 civilians, caught in floodwaters near a ditch." Emily's heart lurched. "Send a Black Hawk with a rescue team," she ordered.
Live rafts, thermal imaging.
"Ground team with pumps to clear a path." Reed nodded, rushing to his radio. The drone feed showed the gas station, water lapping at its roof, the last worker signaling. Emily grabbed her headset.
Black Hawk 4, this is Major Bennett.
"Status on the gas station." "Last worker almost out," the pilot replied. "Debris is clearing, teams moving." "Move fast," Emily said. "Medics on standby." She turned to Evans. "Get FEMA to reinforce Lakeview's second shelter, heaters, blankets, food." Evans relayed orders, her tablet flashing. Ensign Laura Mitchell rushed up, her rain gear glistening. "Ma'am, drone shows a utility pole in Lakeview, wire stable, no shorts detected."
Emily exhaled.
"Keep monitoring," she ordered. "And get a fire team on standby." Mitchell nodded, dispatching orders to Fire Chief Daniel Harris's crew. The feed showed the utility pole, water receding around it. Emily adjusted her headset, her habit under pressure. "Harris," she said, "status on the gas station?" "Workers out," Harris replied. "Medics treating, all safe." Emily nodded. "Get them to the shelter." She checked her watch, 1900. The flood was easing, but vigilance was critical. "Evans," she said, "status on the pickup truck?" "Both civilians out," Evans replied. "Safe at the shelter, medics checking." Emily's shoulders eased.
"Get them blankets."
She studied the map, noting Lakeview's shelter, stable and growing. The flood was the linchpin, containment was life. "Reed," she said, "status on barriers?" "Holding at 85%, Reed replied. "Water's dropping to 9 feet."
Emily's pulse steadied.
"Keep pumps running," she said. The feed showed the gas station clear, workers safe. The utility pole was stable, no risks reported.
Mitchell flagget her.
"Ma'am, drone shows a stranded car in Lakeview, 2 civilians, trapped by residual floodwaters." Emily's heart raced. "Send a Black Hawk with a rescue team," she ordered.
Live rafts, thermal imaging.
"Ground team to clear a path." Mitchell relayed orders, and the feed showed the car, water lapping at its doors, civilians signaling.
Harris radioed.
"Major, Barriers are holding. No new breaches. Relief surged, but Emily stayed focused. Keep monitoring, she said. She turned to the map, noting Lakeview's shelter, holding strong. The flood was the priority. Evans, she said, status on the car? Both civilians out, Evans replied. Safe at the shelter, medics treating.
Emily exhalet.
Get them heaters. The feed showed the car clear, civilians safe. The gas station was secure, workers treated.
Reed flagget her.
Ma'am, engineers report water levels at 8 feet. Pumps and barriers are holding. Emily nodded. Keep sweeping, she said. The ops center quieted, engineers stacking final sandbags, medics distributing blankets. Her family's dismissal, their stinging words at the reunion, it was nothing. Lives were at stake.
Evans' voice came trug.
Ma'am, mayor reports 90% evacuation. Roads are clear, shelters secure.
Emily steppet outside, downs faint light breaking trug se kluts.
The ops center stilled, responders weary but proud. She turned to Evans, Reed, and Mitchell. Your work saved thousands, she said, her voice firm but warm.
This is our triumph.
Evans nodded, a faint smile breaking through. Reed and Mitchell saluted, pride in their eyes. Emily climbed into a Humvee, the ops center fading behind. The flood was contained, Lakeview safe, no lives lost. Her family's rejection, their mockery of her obsession. It was a distant sting. She'd faced their disdain in the crisis, saving thousands.
The Sunrise glowed softly, a new day dawning.
Major Bennett leaned back, her strength anchored in the lives she'd preserved, her heart steady in the quiet victory of a town reclaimed from the waters.